Hi, this is Jeremy Kellett, Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I'm your host for this podcast. This is the Oakley Podcast, Trucking, Business, and Family. Once again, appreciate everybody listening to us, watching us on YouTube. We definitely trying to get some good information out to you every week, and we have a new episode drop every Wednesday. On today's episode, I'm in Oklahoma. We are at Port 33, and we are going to highlight the capabilities, the history, the services, and what all takes place at Port 33. And to do that, I got three of the guys sitting here that run this place, and I've got a lot of tenure here, and we're going to talk to them about all of that stuff and even more, because it's kind of a round table. We're all sitting around here, and we figured this would be the best way to talk about everything that takes place at Port 33, the responsibilities that go on here. I'm going to tell you what, there's things that are done here that I didn't even know till I took like a second or third tour yesterday out here, and you find out some of this stuff, and it's really good to just learn more about the company. As you know, we're trying to with this podcast, I wanted to reach out to different parts of Brooks Oakley. You know, we've gone to several different places and try to give all our listeners an idea of just the whole big picture of Brooks Oakley Incorporated and what all it entails. So today we're going to talk to Lucas Taylor, Lee Coe, and Josh Taylor here at Port 33. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Just fine.
I appreciate y'all joining me, letting me come in, crash your party, wreck your office, and take you away from your job for a little while. Let's start, introduce yourself, Josh. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm Josh Taylor. I'm the general manager here at Oakley's and Port 33 in Muskogee. Been with the company for about legally 29 years.
Legally.
So, yeah, when I was 18, I got hired on, worked for my father, and just worked through the whole channels of everything. So, ended back up here at Port 33 about 3 years ago as a general manager.
Got a family?
Got a wife, 2 kids. One's in college, one's in high school.
Oh, nice.
So,
how about you, Lee Coe?
I'm Lee Coe. I'm one of the terminal managers here. I've been here for 33 years. I, like Josh, started out at a pretty young age here, and I've worked with these 2 guys pretty much my whole career here. Got a family, kids, wife.
Like the bass fish?
Love to bass fish. Yeah. Not very good at it, but I like it.
I know better than that. I've been with you a couple times. You're real good at it.
But like I said, I've worked with these guys my whole career, so they're like family just to me. You know, I grew up with them, and they grew up with me, so it's a pretty good group here.
Yeah. How about you, Lucas?
Lucas Taylor. I'm the other co-terminal manager here at Oakley's Port 33. I've been here 10 years, but through high school I worked on a work program. And then after high school, I went to the Marine Corps for 12 years, and then got out of the Marine Corps and came back here to Oakley's Port 33. Started off back here as a logistics manager, and then within 3 years, I ended up rotating over to co-terminal manager with Mr. Lee Coe here.
Mm. Now, also, I heard you mention something yesterday when we were riding around. You was riding your bike here at a young age.
Yes. So our father, Steve Taylor, he would bring his kids out here during lunchtime, on slow days, and we would just terrorize the port on bicycles and what have you around the facility.
So you guys, I mean, this has pretty much been y'all's life.
That's all we know.
Yeah.
It's all you know. I mean, you worked here the whole time. Hey, now, it used to be Johnston Port 33, and I guess your dad ran it for how long did he work here?
in 77 is when he came down during the coal run out of Kansas, out of southeast Kansas. That's how he caught word of it and came down. They hired him and started loading petroleum coke and coal barges, and that was with Pillsbury.
Yeah.
And then after Pillsbury, Johnston Grain out of Enid, Oklahoma, wanted to originate their grain here on the river. So he got to know Mr. Lou Mybergen real well, and talked Mr. Lou Myberg and buying Pillsbury out. So that's really how Johnston started here on the river, was bringing grain in and loading it out.
So it was already, I mean, there was already a small port here
Correct.
at that time, I guess.
Yes.
And then when your dad started working, Johnston Port 33 just started growing, kept growing.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of history here, isn't there?
A lot of history. Yep.
A lot of good history. A lot of good history. So give somebody that doesn't know anything about what a port does, some of the significance of Port 33 and what you do here.
Well, with the pandemic is what really brightened a lot of people's eyes up. When that happened, it slowed everything down, and it made people realize how important the river was and what they brought up the river from overseas to domestic, that people had no idea it's how it got here. I mean, from wood pulp for toilet paper and paper towels, to your clay for your ceramic tiles, to steel coils for your oil filled pipe. I mean, from one broad spectrum to another is what people just don't understand, what bulks products we bring in. So
Yeah. Anything y'all want to add to that?
So we're just happy that we're diversifying in so many different materials to move on the river system to make it more economical and better for the environment. So we just keep growing, and just within a short period of time of Josh Taylor just being the GM here, it's really progressed and opened up a lot of different aspects of materials and how to move it up and down the river.
I think the general public don't understand a lot of that, that travels up and down the river, and then what all the port has to do to keep moving that material. So you have capabilities here of barge to truck, barge to storage. What all do you do there, Lee?
Yeah, we do. We have the capabilities of doing barge to truck, truck to barge. That's our main ingredient right there. One of the main, our real bread and butter is for the ag industry. Of course, the grain going out and the amount of fertilizer. I mean, everywhere from Kansas, Missouri, Colorado, Texas. I mean, we move a tremendous amount of tons of fertilizer into those areas that otherwise would have to go by rail or semi or,
Because this is the farthest
inland port.
that you can go north, I guess, or
That is
west.
correct.
west of the Mississippi River.
West of
Yeah.
the Mississippi, as far as they can get, you can get barge traffic.
Yeah.
This is it. You're at the end of it.
That is correct. And, that grain has to move. The farmers depend on it. And there's a lot of other people even that depend on it, not just the farmers, but even export markets. I mean, they depend on this river to move the commodity.
So you got them coming, I mean, way up like Kansas. Where's a lot of the grain come from?
Kansas, South Dakota, North Dakota, a little bit from North Dakota,
Yeah.
but turning around and going right back with fertilizers,
Yeah.
going Colorado. I mean, we've even trucked out to California,
Utah.
Utah.
I mean, go figure.
I mean, out of here.
Yeah, out of here.
Yeah, it service a lot of places. Yeah.
We did have a map, and I don't know if Fred or Lee started that map, that we showed every destination that has been trucked out of here, and it was literally just it ended up, we took it down because it was falling apart, but I mean, it was just full of pin marks. I mean, you really couldn't see anything else on
That
it.
helps open up your eyes to see
Yeah.
exactly what all
Yeah.
people are coming from and where they're going to.
Yeah.
Speaking of trucks, I mean, when it gets busy, there's a lot of trucks rolling through here. I mean,
Yeah.
what's how many trucks typically?
Any given day, about 800. Busy days, you could see 1,000 trucks in and out of here.
No kidding.
fertilizer trucks going out, grain trucks coming in, scrap steel trucks, petroleum coal trucks.
Aggregates,
Yep. Lightweight ag.
pig iron.
So, I
a lot
mean,
of different products. Dirt.
A lot of trucks.
I mean, that's how do you even keep up with it?
It's a monster, and that's what we call it, the big monster, and it takes a lot to feed it. I mean,
I mean, how many people you got working here?
right now we have close to 90 people here at Port 33.
That still don't seem like enough.
It's not.
It's
A lot
not.
of times.
I mean, especially when you get busy,
Yeah.
you know, with trucks coming in out here and everything else. And then barges, I mean, good grief. How many barges you load and unload every day?
Well, on average, it's around 6, but within our docks, we have 7 multi-purpose docks. If we're running at full capacity, we can put a barge in each dock and say we're doing fertilizer. Therefore, we can unload. We've unloaded 12 barges of fertilizer in one day within our ship rotations and everything like that. And that's been pretty good.
12 barges in one day you've done that?
Yes. And then that's also within those 2 rotations, that's producing about 40 trucks an hour outbound out of this facility in order to get the trucks in and get them out with product.
That's a lot. That's a lot of tonnage moving.
You
Man.
got to understand the history and how it was developed and grown. Steve, our father, was the main mind behind it. And then his brother, Fred Taylor, came in and helped support Steve for 32 years or 36 years, whatever it was. And Steve and Fred, they masterminded this whole thing, but it just didn't take them. It took our schedulers, it took our lead men, and, you know, just like I said, I've been here 29, 30 years. Lee, Lucas, our guys, schedule coordinators down there, coordinating all the barges. Dwayne George has been here close to 26 years.
Harbor captain's been here for 25 years.
You know, so, and it takes a lot just to control the monster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is. That's what it is.
And experience does that.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been here for years. I mean, it's the same way at Oakley Trucking. It's the same at, at Jantran. A lot of people,
Yeah,
know,
we
they're a long
walk into
time.
Oakley Trucking in North Little Rock and see the sea of dispatchers. We're like, man, that's a sight.
How's this? Yeah, how's this organized?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's typically not. But yeah.
A used semi-truck is a great way to kick off your career as an owner-operator on a budget, and buying from a reputable dealer like Aero Truck Sales ensures you're getting a reliable truck that fits your needs. They carry trucks from all the major manufacturers in the trucking industry and perform a thorough inspection of every truck on their lot to ensure safety and quality and give you confidence that you're getting a reliable truck that will last you for years at a price that you can afford. Being a longtime partner with Oakley Trucking and the Oakley Podcast, we trust them to provide our owner-operators with a truck that fits their needs and matches our qualifications. So whether you're a first-time owner-operator or just looking for a new-to-you rig, be sure to give Keith Wilson and Trey Visor a call at 573-216-6047 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast.
We took the tour yesterday, Lee, and you were showing me the towboats and the capabilities of moving the barges and your fleets and stuff. And you got three or four towboats.
Yeah, we actually have 5 boats total. One of them's at Muskogee. But that's the one thing that kind of sets Port 33 apart from our closest competition, which would be Port of Catoosa. We run our own harbor service. We have our own fleeting areas. We have the capability to make a switch or a decision on what barges we're going to make and when we're going to make it at the drop of a hat. A lot of other ports and terminals don't have that capability. We do. We can be unloading fertilizer barge today and something jump up and have another customer that needs to unload because they're going to run out. We can make those changes on the fly, and a lot of companies can't do that. A lot of ports don't have that capability.
They got to call in the service.
They got to
or pay
call
for the
in
service.
and request. It's as simple as, which Charlie Smith runs our fertilizer. He said, well, so-and-so is going to run out of fertilizer. Well, they got a barge here. Well, we're going to make that switch and do that barge next. A lot of ports and terminals don't have that capability. We do.
Control our own destiny.
We can control our own destiny.
That probably gives you the customer service
Yes,
part of it to where
Yeah.
you give them something they just can't get everywhere.
that is true.
You kind of like Oakley Trucking. They call, then you
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah.
It's not a no, sorry, we can't do
Yeah.
it. You get it done, and that's by having your own
That
towboats
is correct.
and being able to make those decisions. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's some of the I keep going back to riding around this whole plant yesterday and showing me some of that stuff, and I think it's unique. The compost you're doing now, Josh. You were talking that you had come up with the idea
Yeah,
of
my
making
wild
compost.
harebrained idea.
Yeah.
You know,
How many of them has he had?
I don't
You know,
want to comment.
everybody loves it because we're thinking out of the box on the whole thing. And we had our truck clean out from when our grain trucks come in and dump. They have to turn around and clean out. So we have a location all the trucks can clean out. And we was having to spend quite a bit of money having this material grains hauled off. So I was scratching my head and came up to with bringing in mulch and composting it with this our used grain and setting on it, compost it, and screen it out, which we had all the equipment here. We had all the infrastructure here. We really didn't even have to go out and buy nothing to make this happen. It was all here in our hands. We just had to put it together and make it work. We're into our second year of it now, and it's
Yeah.
really starting to kick off. We've been starting to bag it. We got a bagging machine.
Yeah,
And,
he was showing me the homemade bagging
Yeah.
machine out there. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and so it's really starting to take off. We're more or less into nurseries right now is where we're at, or your mom and pop co-ops or farm elevators. And, it's just going to pick up. The organic side of everything's picking up, and you hear it every day. So hopefully here before long we'll be into selling compost to some organic farms and
Yeah.
things like that. But it's
Tell me what all you offer, what all you have here.
right now, currently we have our compost, which is just a regular compost that we've developed. It's all state OMRI
Organic
certification. And so we have our regular just run compost dirt. And then we have our special blend that we have, which has our
It'll be compost, dirt. We have the ability to add worm castings, also pumice, mulch, and it's just kind of a good garden mix. So we have that. We have red, black, brown, and natural colored landscape mulch.
So you can color it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we color it here.
Okay.
We have to regrind it. We grind it and then color it. And then we have just regular dirt, topsoil,
river rock.
I have a little bit of river rock. The topsoil kind of was it was kind of a necessary evil for us because with having our own fleets, those fleets have to be maintained in order to get barges into them. They have a depth that they have to be. Well, with the flows, you always get silting, so we continuously had to dredge them. We've been doing that, I would assume, even before I was here. That dredge dirt's got to go somewhere, so we've been putting it on the land for the last 30 years plus. When Josh came in, he was like, we were having to haul it farther away to have a place to put it. Josh
Because
was
we
like,
have to dredge at our own cost.
yeah. He's like, we're going to start selling this stuff and get some of that money back. So we started screening it. We process it and screen it and sell it, and it sells.
So
good.
y'all have to dredge this whole 8 miles?
No, just our fleets.
Just
So
the fleets where
who
they
dredges the river?
Corps of Engineers is responsible for that.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. Y'all just do
Yeah.
your
Our
fleets
fleets.
where you
Yeah.
get in and out. I got
And
you.
that's a
Is that an everyday job?
Year round. We don't dredge every day, but we need to maintain them. And we just with the equipment that we have today, I'm gonna say keep up barely.
Really?
Yeah.
What about sidetrack 2019 flood?
Man,
Ugly.
Wasn't it though? I mean, I know it was everywhere in North Little Rock, but what
Yeah.
kind of effect did it have on you guys up here?
Well, so much has an effect, not nearly as much as it did Muskogee, and Josh can talk on that. But our facility, nothing flooded. It was 1 foot away from breaking the crest, which is the first place to flood is down there at Southport. And it was 1 foot away from breaking the crest of our plane of land going into our warehouses. So we got really lucky. So we just really consolidated all of our equipment and our guys and everybody like that kind of really held strong during that period of time. We stayed working and kept it together. So we got very lucky on our end. But as in Muskogee, our other facility wasn't so lucky.
Yeah, it got over the banks there, didn't it?
Yeah, it got over the banks. It was all our lease facility was underwater, anywhere from 9 foot to 3 foot of water. So it wiped all our offices out, everything. We was able to get all our equipment moved up and out, our rolling equipment, but all our warehouses, domes, all our customers, rebars, everything got water on it. So
Did it run a lot of stuff, I guess?
yeah, it ruined a lot of your fertilizers and rebar, a lot of iron coils, steel coils, petroleum coke piles were moved around. I mean, it touched everything. Feed, just everything.
Is that the highest you've ever seen it?
Yes,
19.
that was the recorded highest ever.
It's ever been here. Man, if it had come over here, I mean, would it get
was-
wiped out or got into the stuff on the south side, which
Oh,
we ain't
yeah.
even talked about. We need to talk about that
yeah.
too.
We were during the flood. We were as much vulnerable from the backside as we were from the river, because of the creek that lies all the bottom land that's behind us. The river was so high, the creek backed up that feeds in Salt Creek, which is down below us, and it was just a sea of water all around us. We were just kind of the island sticking out here. So we were as much a threat of having water come in from the back as we were the front.
I guess when it reseeded, y'all went to work.
Well, we didn't really go to work because there was no barge traffic for
5 months.
5 to 7 months. So at Muskogee, we didn't lay anybody off, but they sure mowed the lawn twice a day, and they were happy to, everybody came together and just knew what they had to do, and there was no fighting or bickering. I mean, we painted things, we cleaned things out, we mowed, we shoveled, and just kept busy doing that.
Yeah. That when you have those challenges, I mean that tells you who's sticking with you and who
Yep.
ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can come together and really get a little closer, go through a little tragedy, you get a little bit closer and learn from it.
Yeah.
And like I was just impressed with Lee and the boats because of all the barges that we had, and Lee can speak on the number. Just all the barges had to get put up those fleets, and those guys maintained those barges and made sure that they were safe consistently. All through the hours and all through that during that flood.
Yeah, we ran 24 hours around the clock with people watching fleets. I mean, we went to fleets. We had maybe 2 Jan-Tram boats here at that time.
How many barges did we had?
We were around 160 something. It was every fleet we had was packed to the gills. You could get on barges and walk the whole fleet and not ever get off of them.
Golly.
It was I hope I never see that again.
Right, because that's a stressful situation.
Yeah. We were very fortunate, we were able to put things up, and we had some people that came in and helped us get them all secured. I'm not sure if today we still have all the lines out of the trees. I mean, you go in there today and you look up and see, 20 foot, there'd be a line in a tree that was water level. It
was tough on everybody.
It was tough.
It was a tough deal for sure.
Lube Zone has opened a new location in Statesville, North Carolina. It's located north of Statesville on Highway 77, just west of Exit 59. Lube Zone services both single trucks and truck fleets, so whether you're driving through or you have a trucking company nearby, Lube Zone are the experts to turn to. Lube Zone's specialty is full-service oil changes that take approximately 30 to 40 minutes. They also offer tractor-trailer grease, gearbox service, generator service, reefer service, and DOT inspections. They also go the extra mile when it comes to quality control. What does that mean? That means your semi-truck is checked not just once, but twice to ensure all service and parts are good to go. Lube Zone does this so you can rest easy knowing that your truck is in top condition. No other service center knows semi-trucks better than Lube Zone. Check out lubezone.com for all their locations, and when you go in there, tell them you heard it on the Oakley Podcast.
Let's talk about that south side, because when we come in here, when people come into the porch, you come down the middle of it to the T, and you got the left, which is the north side, which is all of the I guess the main part, and then the south side. So what's going on the south side?
Well, on the south side, that was Steve Taylor's dream. Once we developed Port 33 on the north side and we needed to grow, we had used all the property on the north side. So he started working on the south side, buying up acreage from the local area farmers there, farming that land, and worked with the Corps of Engineers. And it took 8 to 9 years for us to even break ground over there, which we dug a slip off the channel. It has capabilities of having 4 docks that barges can independently be worked on that slip. But we unload discharge fertilizer. It's a multi-purpose dock. We can unload direct to truck. We have Sims scrap steel that loads scrap steel at one dock, and then we have a loadout conveyor dock that we unload at. We have 2 warehouses, which is what we call one of them. Our newest one was our Oakley warehouse that we built there. It has how many bins and how much storage capability?
It's well, you would ask me that. 36,000. Yeah, I had to go back and look.
Has 3 truck loadouts on the one side, and on the other side we have our blend system, which our Oakley fertilizer.
Explain what a blend system is.
Go ahead, Lee.
Blend system is when you take multiple fertilizers like MAPs or potashes and ureas, and you actually blend them together to create a different analysis. You can add things like micronutrients like sulfur, zinc, boron. There's just a whole host of micronutrients that you can add to a blend, but it's blending different fertilizers together to create a whole different fertilizer that's more applicable for whatever the commodity is that's being grown, whether it's a special blend for cotton or just maybe a special grass blend for a special pasture.
Who comes up with the blends? The customer?
The customer will do.
Soil
They'll do soil samples,
okay.
and then they'll tell them, well, this is the blend that you need for your particular pasture or field, according to what it's deficient in, and then they'll go to Oakley Fertilizer and either a Colby or a Jared or one of those guys, and they say, this is what my soil analysis is, this is the fertilizer I need. And then they'll concoct up the blend and put it in the system. And
you were telling me yesterday while we were over there that you could blend it.
Yeah.
Truck pulls up.
Yeah, the truck pulls up and
you can do
he
it pretty
weighs
quick.
in with his load number, and then he goes back to the blender. They pull it up on the blender, and it's a pretty complicated system. It
9 different hoppers.
Yeah, it knows how much fertilizer of each kind to put into the blend and blends it right there and loads it on the truck.
I call it a smart fertilizer.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that's what it
It
is.
is.
It's a smart fertilizer that the farmers need. And
And I mean, you figure out how to do it. How long you been doing that? Is that blend?
It's since 2000. We did the blender and we built that warehouse in 2015 when for Oakley, and then we did the blender right after that. So
Okay.
Into 2015, 2016, Oakley Fertilizer put the blender in.
Okay. So,
We also have the capability to coat urea with that blending system. You take urea and you coat it with a chemical that helps it to not volatilize as bad. It's slower release into the soil, so you don't lose your nitrogen. We do a little bit of that also with the blender. That's another.
And that you might have said that a while ago, Josh, but the whole south side was about, when did you start that? About 2008? Is that what we said?
Yeah,
2005, 2008.
Yeah,
Somewhere
was
in there.
when we built that originally.
And you still got room to grow out there, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have room for 2 more slips if needed. We still have plenty of acreage to grow for different customers. We have plans to bring a new inbound road off of our 412P to help the traffic off of 412P. So we have plenty of room to grow on that south end.
So you got future plans?
We have future plans. We've talked to a few different steel customers that have future plans that want to grow with us. So there is stuff in the works.
Well, that's good. You got the room to do it.
Yep.
Let's talk a minute about when Bruce Oakley purchased Johnson Port 33. That had to be a nerve-wracking situation. Just because I'm thinking, as long as I've been at Oakley, if somebody came and bought out Oakley Trucking or Bruce Oakley, it would put a scare in me. I can only imagine when that all came about back in, let's see, when was that?
2014.
14.
Yeah.
When that happened.
It was seamless. It was a seamless deal. We went from one family company to another. Our employees, every day outside working employees, they didn't notice anything besides the address was coming on their check was coming from a different location.
Like most of them said, it was seamless. It was great. Nobody did it. Nobody left or did anything. Only thing that really changed is the patch on their shirt.
I think y'all are BSing me.
I was nervous because these guys are younger than me. I was thinking, man, if I had to start over.
Yeah.
No, I had been around Dennis and Justin.
Well, that's a good point. Y'all knew.
Yeah.
We knew him through the years. We'd worked together. I wouldn't say on projects or things, but we knew him, and I think it couldn't have been a better deal for the ports in Oklahoma to grow and see where we needed to be at, because Johnston's is a grain facility. They're not a port facility. So, that helped us in really working with management side, because Oakley's knew ports and rivers and how things worked. So it was a shoe-in for us when that happened.
How's it benefited you?
Oh, tremendously, I think. Johnson's was a good company. The Mybergen family is a good family, but they were very grain-minded, and everything that they did was grain-minded. Steve and Fred that ran this facility, they knew that there was something besides grain. And when Oakley purchases, they're a more rounded company, and they understand that. And it's like Josh said, it's helped us to develop and grow, and couldn't be happier. Better for the employees, better for just all the way around the board.
It didn't limit you.
Didn't limit you, and
Doesn't try
you
to
know,
control you.
not try to control you. And they had they had the same mindset that the port was built on, in my opinion. So I was very pleased. You know, it didn't take me long to figure out that it was a good purchase for them to purchase us.
Probably nerve-wracking there in the
Oh
beginning.
yeah. Yeah, when
what-
you're my age and
what's
trying to
gonna
figure
happen?
out what am I going to do now if I have to find another job.
Yeah.
I'll be at Walmart or something.
And kept everybody.
Kept
Yeah.
everybody.
We didn't lose
Not one person.
It
in
was-
management. We didn't lose one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very, very happy that it turned out the way it did.
Yeah, I am too. I'm gonna tell you, this has been been great. Doesn't seem like it's been that long since 2014, but it's been great. And I don't know if it messed y'all up or not, but we trucking got wind of it, of course, and we started wanting to come in and have a presence and realize there's some opportunity here with some trucks and another terminal, and we built a new office over here, and that's been great for us. That has helped us, and of course you guys have helped us tremendously working together just to be able to get that going and keep it going. So trucking is trucking being here, is that
It's always an added plus when you can put a package deal together. With Johnston's, we wasn't able to offer that. We was able to offer it, but we wasn't able to offer it under one name.
yeah.
So when you can tow it, barge it, handle it, and then truck it for one customer,
Does
it's
that get their
unbelievable.
attention?
it gets their attention. I mean, I've worked on many deals with the customer, Dow Tile. They love that one check or that one bill coming under one name, so they don't have to outsource anything else. So, and when you can go to a customer and say, I can take care of you from the front end to the back end, they love it.
I can only imagine. Yeah. I know we use that pretty regular with a lot of customers.
And it also helps us on the other side of it. When we have a new customer that comes to the port that says, we want you to unload or reload a barge for us, almost 90% of the time they say, well, Oakley Trucking has already moved and handled things for us. We love their quality of work. We love how they handle things. We want to be here at the port and keep that going with you guys. So we help sell each other all the time.
Yeah. Tell me what is the pig out?
Well, on the other hand, the Oakley Trucking Appreciation Day is always a good thing.
Yeah.
And right after that, we always have the pig out. So it somewhat originated with our father many years ago. And Josh, can you speak better on how that?
Yeah,
all
they
went about?
originally would bury a pig, and we had originally started out for appreciation for the truck drivers, and they buried a pig a year or two, and sometimes that would go well, sometimes it wouldn't when they was cooking the pig in the ground.
Yeah,
So-
let's clarify. We're not burying live pigs.
And
Somebody will think
Yeah,
that and
yeah.
say so.
so they were barbecuing a pig in the ground, and after a few years, they got some smokers and just started growing into more of a customer appreciation, and it grew big. I mean, we are now up to 3 to 4 pigs on our smokers, and we smoke the pigs, we serve the food, and we have at least 500-600 customers come in for that appreciation. It's in October, and it's one hell of an event. Everybody comes in, gets to see each other, and it's one of the only events where our customers all come together, like our fertilizer customers in the industry. We get them all here at one time.
Yeah.
And it's grown into something that
You can't quit now.
can't quit now. And families of different customers have said, well, I've brought my kids, and it's just grown and grown and grown. I mean, we've done it for over 30 some years, and
They come from way off?
they come from way off. Everybody flies in or drives in and makes it an event. I mean, it happens on Thursday or Friday night, and they come in and see their customers and come in and have a few drinks with us and eat some barbecue. So,
You give them that personal touch, I guess.
yes, and they love it.
Yeah, meet each other and meet y'all and see the facility goes a long way. Oakley Trucking is a 100% owner-operator company. We specialize in hopper bottom, end dump, and pneumatic trailers. We provide the trailer free of charge, and you provide the truck. We have a large customer base that reaches the whole United States as well as parts of Canada. Our owner-operators live anywhere from Texas to North Carolina to Pennsylvania to Wisconsin and everywhere in between, and we get them home weekends. We take it seriously when you join Oakley Trucking because we need you to be successful. Oakley offers great benefits and competitive mileage pay, so you know that when your wheels are turning, you're generating money no matter if you're loaded or empty. We understand that you want to make a good living and that you make our living. We only take on independent contractors, and to be honest with you, we are very particular on who we lease on. You must have a good driving record, good work history, and clean, dependable truck. So if you're interested in Oakley Trucking or just want some more information, you can go to oakleytrucking.com, listen to our weekly podcast, The Oakley Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You think we ought to cover that QR code y'all were telling me about yesterday?
Oh yeah, that's one of the problems that the drivers have. You know, their dispatchers are supposed to tell them which side it loads on, north or south. We have fertilizer on both, and it's mainly fertilizer truck that are hauling fertilizer. So our IT department developed I'm not techie, so I don't really know the right terminology, but it's a place that they can go on a website where they can put in their load number, and that will tell them if it's first of all, if it's a good load number. If it is a good load number, it's going to tell them if it's shipped or not shipped. And then it's going to tell them which side it loads on. And
Oh,
so it's actually,
so they have to
They can scan
They
they
can
that.
scan that,
scan this,
and then
or
put
they
in their
can-
load number.
They
yeah.
scan that, and it loads up on their iPhone or their
Android.
Yeah.
Android phone, and it's an app
Okay.
that you can get on your phone. Then you press on that app, and it brings up. You put in your load number, and then it'll tell you just what Lee was saying. Your
Tells
north
us-
side, south side, if it's a good number or bad number.
What our hours are, what our hours of operation are.
So it helps the driver, helps our office personnel because they're not getting calls. You know,
Helps
There
out
it is.
there.
That's it.
Yeah.
gives directions to.
And it even
if
has a
they-
map on it if you scroll down to show you where we're at.
So they need the QR code somehow.
Yeah.
Yep, and if the guy has his book open and he's just like we do here, we even have the stamper. We just stamp that right on his stuff and just go from there. It's the same thing.
A lot of our dispatchers already have it, and they use it. If, say, Oakley buys fertilizer from somebody else, which happens in this industry on a regular basis, and they don't have access to those load numbers, they can pull that up, punch a load number in, and it'll tell them whether it's been picked up or not.
with 600 or 700 trucks coming in here, you got to have some organization
Oh, yeah.
somehow. So
Yeah.
and it's always a little. If you've never been here, it's always a little intimidating coming down the long road, and you got all these lines.
You got
of
3
trucks.
lines of trucks sitting in
Which
the middle
one
of the
do
road.
I get in?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need to know ahead of time.
Yeah.
You buy it through your dispatcher, or hopefully he could send this to him,
Yeah.
or the dispatcher use it. I mean, the dispatcher tells him, right
Yeah.
north
And
or
a-
south side.
A lot of the drivers, when they come in and out, we've given it to them on their bill ladings and
Okay.
things like that. That's what the stamp is for.
So they'll have-
they can stamp it right on the bill lading. So they got it to their, and everybody's got a cell phone today.
It's
Yeah.
just greatly streamlined a lot
Yeah.
of that confusion.
Y'all can turn them out of here pretty quick, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah,
About,
when everything clicks right, we can.
About everything's going, we can about 40 trucks an hour.
What do we have? 15 different loadouts for
Yeah.
fertilizer.
Yeah, actually,
wow.
it's actually 14, but 15 is when you include in the blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5
Gotcha.
sets of truck
So-
scales,
Yeah.
7 docks.
You got 5 truck scales?
Yeah.
You got 2 here, you got 2 down there?
And then we have one other up on our north end.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can discharge fertilizer on the conveyor at 2 locations, one on the north side, one on the south side. And then during season, to help accommodate our customers, that are loading out, I mean, we'll have a line of trucks, and sometimes we have up to 20, 25 trucks, and we're loading a truck out every 7 minutes. But it's still not fast enough. So we'll set up on a dock, another discharge dock, and we'll unload through a hopper conveyor system, a mobile one that we have set up, and what
I
we
think
call
I saw that
DT.
yesterday, didn't
You
I?
did.
Yeah, there's a
Our
certain,
conveyor source.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's
Yeah,
a
you
mobile
did.
conveyor system that can go to any multi-purpose dock and therefore can accommodate that product and going directly to the truck.
Where'd y'all buy that at?
Yeah, that's Josh's mind.
That's my mind.
So they took an old fleet truck, a box truck, knocked off the box, and Josh took a couple welders and guys that were very good at engineering and said, "This is what I want," and the guys made it happen.
Out
And
of
at
scrap
first,
conveyors in the boneyard.
it was I don't know. Now it's very very well used, and the guys enjoy using it.
That's pretty good.
So
Yeah, I saw
we
it.
can load it, offload barge for our customers like that at 2 or 3 other docks if needed. So, when it's fertilizer season, we open the door for it. We help accommodate our customers and our drivers. Our drivers are our main advertisement. They want to come here. They want to load here because they know they can get in and out. And we take care of them. So that's what they like. I mean, we can't make all of them happy, but we try.
How do you a place this size and all the stuff that's going on here, that's happening, moving parts? How do you address safety on a facility like this?
Well, we have Kenny Wilmoth. Start with Kenny Wilmoth. Kenny's also been a main key. We haven't brought him up in this interview. Kenny's been with us 30-some years too, and he's been our safety director for 20-some years
Yeah.
now. And Kenny first started working out on the docks with us, grain department in the docks. So he grew up in the business
Ran the wash dock.
and the wash dock, and then we moved Kenny over to the safety side. He kind of just grew into it and has done very well. Kenny understands the employee side of things, the management side of things, but then there comes the safety side, and we will look at certain subjects and try to make the best decision so we can have the best outcome on how we need to handle or build or take care of our employees. We have grown and grown with the safety side of things as the day or the years have gotten along with us, but we have to slow down sometimes and make ourselves, we have our monthly meetings, we have our computer automated safety meetings, our training, our sign-offs. So we feel that
Who controls? I mean, who you have to report to on that, or who monitors you? Is it OSHA or?
OSHA,
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard,
No. Ooh.
but Kenny stays on top of that 100%. And
They do random inspections and stuff.
they do random inspections on the boat side. They
Yep.
do, UA test on the boat side of things. So, and Coast Guard has came along a lot too from
Yeah.
30 years ago. They're making us do a lot more than what we used to. Boat inspections, to dock inspections, to life jacket inspections. So.
We have a real good working relationship with our local Coast Guard. I mean, they know we kind of toot our own horn here, but they know we want to do things right. And when they come on to the facility, they see things are clean. They see that we care about what we're doing. So that makes them have they're not, if you walk in and it's chunky, you're looking for something because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And we strive to do a good job for the Coast Guard, and we want to set the example, not be the example. And so,
which makes me think of your captains, your tugboat captains out here. And are they, I guess they come in and that's their job, is they're on that tugboat all day moving barges, whatever Dwayne's telling them to do or y'all tell them to do down there all day, and they're regulated, right?
Yes, regulated by the Coast Guard, and of course anything that's on the water side, boat side, is regulated by the Coast Guard. Those guys, Jimmy, I brought him up. He's one of my senior captains. He's been here probably close to 30 years now.
Wow.
He's a seasoned captain.
How did he get to that point?
He started washing barges.
Did
he? He worked for the
Steve Land.
Yeah, one of the guys that did contract barge washing here. And he eventually came to work at Port 33. He decked, he worked his way up to the wheelhouse, and has been there ever since. And one thing that makes, if you go from safety to operations to just in general the port and it operating smoothly, whether it's harbor side or land side, the one key thing is people. Yeah. If you don't have good people, you'll struggle.
Yeah.
And that's one good thing about Port 33. We've always had really good people that are willing to do what it takes to get the job done.
Makes a world of difference.
It makes a world of difference. And people that care about what they're doing, that's just that's the difference between night and day. Yeah. And that's the difference between good ports and ports that struggle.
Good companies, good trucking companies, bad trucking companies. You got to have some good people.
It's all about people. And, we might be the ones that's looking over everything, but those guys are the ones that are making stuff happen. Yeah. They're the ones that's loading the trucks. They're the ones that's decking when it's raining and cold.
And if they were doing it wrong, then that would make your job a whole lot.
That's correct.
More hectic.
That's correct. So you got to say that for them. But back to the harbor side of it, that's a huge responsibility, and it takes about minimum of about 4 years to get a guy from the deck to the wheelhouse. And so you don't just run out and hire captains. You have to kind of breed them and raise them up here, and that's kind of what we've done here with our
I can just imagine
Steers One program.
Driving one of those out there. You got a lot of responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
Pushing some barges around. You've got a bridge right here.
Yeah.
You got to maneuver around. You just got all kind. It would be a challenge.
And it's the middle of the night, and it's raining, and it's 30 degrees out. Yeah.
Yeah, because y'all do run them at 24?
24, yeah.
So you got boat
24/7.
How many boat captains y'all got here?
We currently today have 5 captains.
Okay.
And they do a rotation. It's 4 captains. And I have Charlie Smith. He's now doing our fertilizer, but he's also a licensed captain.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So
Charlie all around man, ain't he?
yeah.
Yeah, we brought Charlie back in when Luke got sick. So Lee was ready to pull his hair out when that went down.
Yeah, one day. It took me a whole day to figure out there's not enough of me to do this.
Yeah.
So brought Charlie back in, which Charlie had been in that position before, and it was like a shoe-in. He just fell right back into it, took off with it. And really, the team between them 3 operating from the fertilizer to the boats to the docks, it takes all 3 of them to control it.
Yeah.
So They all work very well together. They don't mind if they overspeak each other, if they step on each other's toes.
There's none of that.
Never.
And, you know, and that's the one thing that works very well with all of us. And I think that's just because, I mean, hell, Steve and Fred brought us up. They taught us, and they taught us that even though if you piss, moan, and bitch and fight, you still got to make this place work.
Yeah.
And end of the day, they made this their priority, and that's just how we live.
I'm very happy for Charlie. Like Josh was saying, I was diagnosed with brain cancer and had an operation in April of this year and went through radiation and got done with everything about 2 months. And I'm just very happy to be here at Oakley's and back here in this family.
And you're back and back at it.
Yeah, slowly getting back at it and because of these guys. And that's why I like this place.
Yeah, that's good.
Justin was very well to work with during that, and
Just Oakley. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to. I
Yeah.
mean, that's part of it. You know, it's part family. When you have those, you know, one family that y'all had prior to Oakley, and then you got Oakley, and then you join together. Well, then you become,
yeah.
you know, we may be stepbrothers, but but we still family.
Yeah.
We've even managed to fish a little bit with Lee a few times. We try to get out here and go fishing once in a while. So that's really good stuff. I mean, you know, to me, you guys have got and sometimes I don't realize it till I sit down and talk to you like this, but, you know, the foundation that Steve and Fred built over all those years, you know, 30-something years. I mean, they put their life into this place.
Fred's life was in this place. You couldn't kick him out of here.
Yeah.
It was his, like I say, it was his DNA of this place, and he's did an amazing job. Fred's a great person.
And he's still spreading his DNA. He's still spreading it over to Oakley.
North Little Rock.
He's in North Little Rock now, working at the main office. So that's really good. But y'all built a fantastic place here. You ought to be proud of it.
Appreciate that.
I think you've delivered and described some good stuff here that I think will help people understand. You know, your customers understand. The rest of the Oakley family understand, because you know as well as I do, we may all be under Bruce Oakley, but half the time we don't know what each other does. You know, appreciate everybody listening. What a great episode here at Port 33, and we're trying to highlight what Port 33 is, the guys that work here, the employees. I mean, it just goes to show you what this company's like, what Oakley's like, and you know, when they bought it back in 2014, they knew what they were doing, purchasing somebody that had the same values that Oakley does. So great episode. I appreciate everybody listening to the Oakley Podcast every week, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.